The WHO reported the largest single-day increase in COVID-19 cases on Sunday, 183,000 in a day. But that is good news. Why? It means the testing capabilities of the world are catching up. It means humans get a better grasp of the enemy and how strong the enemy is. But in terms of testing, there are good examples and bad ones.
When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people, you're going to find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
What President Trump did reminded me of an old Chinese story. A man wanted to steal his neighbor's bell. He knew the bell would ring, and he would get caught. The stable genius came up with an idea, plugging his ear, and then everything would be fine. Everything would not. Wuhan knew it. It is the first city that saw the virus breaking out in January. Although it reopened in April, the people were still not sure. A citywide testing followed. They tested 10 million people, almost the entire population, in 2 weeks. And then in early June, another large-scale testing took place, this time in Beijing. The nation's capital saw a cluster infection after 50 days of no new cases. And Beijing tested 200,000 a day and counting up. Testing, and testing. That is the key. It is not some WHO guidelines, it is the reality on the ground. The British learned the lesson and paid a price. According to the latest Economist, by the middle of April, Britain was still carrying out just 12,000 tests a day, compared with 44,000 in Italy and 51,000 in Germany. That is partly why there is more people killed on the island. To make testing work, you need 3 things: being early, being serious, and being responsible. Seeing a new breakout, it took Beijing only a week from the first infection to large-scale testing and contact tracing. And now the authority has a pretty clear picture of the scope and scale of infection. The earlier you test a community, the more likely you would contain the virus. Also, you need to be serious, and the Chinese are very serious about testing. Both Wuhan and Beijing have sent community workers in tens of thousands to mobilize, organize, and scrutinize. And the public not only show understanding, they fall in line. Patience and perseverance pay off. And you also need to be responsible. The pandemic made new demands on the system. It is a competence test. The government must be decisive, nimble, and flexible. When some bits of machinery fail, you fix it, and you fix it right there and then. Now the Chinese think better of their government's performance because they pay attention to detail, consistency, and implementation. Facing the pandemic, testing is to ring the bell. But sometimes people forget for whom the bell rings. It rings for everybody. Those who answer and act, and those who feign deafness to steal.